Hello, friends. I know some of you guys are having dinner time, especially people that aren't on the East Coast here where I am, or maybe people who are on the East Coast here where I am are having dinner time. But I just wanted to take an opportunity to hop on here real quick and follow up to a discussion I was a part of earlier. Oh, hello. Some people are here to jump on. Let me turn this around and introduce myself, and then I'll talk about what I was going to talk about. Hi, folks. My name is Lena Sutherland, homeschool mom to 7. 4 of them are school age, 3 of them are baby toddler preschool size. You can find me at Homeschooling Without Training Wheels, hswotrainingwheels.com, or you can find me. Hi there, the seasoned teacher. Pop your name up there so I know who you are. I just saw you as a new follower today, so I'm glad to have you. On Instagram and Facebook, I'm at Homeschooling Without Training Wheels, same as my Periscope handle. So here's why I'm hopping on again, because I already did a scope this morning. But I was listening this afternoon to a scope that our fearless leader, Melanie Wilson at Psycho with Six did. It was fantastic. I'm not, going to spoil that for you. You definitely should. Carla. Oh, through Melanie, yes. Okay, so you definitely should go watch Melanie's scope if you haven't already. Hi, Alana. It was about self-care, taking care of yourself, especially in stressful times. So I absolutely recommend it. She is great. Right. So definitely go over and watch that. But see, here's the thing. I get myself into trouble because I try to engage in like deep conversation with my thumbs, and it's a mistake. I should just say, yes, good point. Thank you, Melanie. And just leave it at that because, my thumbs and the short amount of space and emoticons just don't cover, like, sometimes at Psycho with, and then the number 6. Yeah, somebody put it up there if you can. At Psycho with 6. She is the founder and leader of a Facebook group that I'm part of called Homeschool Scopes, and it's a fantastic group. If you don't know about it, you should definitely look it up. You can go type in your browser. Yep, Psycho with 6. There it is. In your browser, you can type in homeschoolscopes.tv, and it will take you right to the Facebook group. Or you can go on Facebook and search for Homeschool Scopes. So it's just people who watch or broadcast on Facebook Live and Periscope, primarily about homeschooling, but other things too. Okay, so like I said, Melanie was talking about self-care and things that you do to take care of yourself and how you handle stressful times and things like that. And a friend of mine mentioned, Netflix and that kind of thing. And I tried to say something profound, which totally flopped in, like I said, thumb talk. But what I was saying was that I've found for me that it's important to do something that will rejuvenate me, not something that's more of an escape, okay? And the thing that flopped about that was it sounded like I was saying, if you're watching Netflix, then you're just escaping. And that's not real self-care, or it's just going to, not help you out or whatever. And she said, but when I escape, I do feel rejuvenated. So it's probably just a matter of definitions or defining my terms. So that's what I thought I'd do is hop on here. I would say that the difference between escapism and rejuvenation isn't the activity. It isn't, like, oh, well, if you're reading a homeschool book, then that's rejuvenation because you're, perfecting your craft. But if you're just watching Netflix, then that's just escapism. If you're eating chocolate ice cream, that doesn't count, So my thinking on that was shaped actually by something I was doing a few years ago that was a really good thing to do, and that was organizing closets. So, don't hear me say that we don't want to organize closets, but here's what I realized. Sometimes we have a good activity that can be very helpful. It can be very restful, like, taking an evening to watch some shows with your husband, or going out with the girlfriends, or, taking a bubble bath, having an afternoon at Panera's to, plan or read or blog or, something that's refreshing to you. But here's the thing. I've noticed this about myself, that I will let something start kind of taking over and becoming this priority to me, such that I actually deal with resentment when I return back to regular life, right? So at one point I realized, again, don't hear me say we don't organize closets or that's not a good thing to do, but I realized, that I would, when the kids were up and awake and I was doing stuff with them, it was kind of like, this is annoying. I wish I was done with them so I could get back to getting these closets organized. Or, I'd be organizing a closet during nap time and some little people would wake up and I would feel frustrated, like, ah, such a pain, because I was, having good fun getting these closets organized. And, and as I thought, like, why am I feeling this way? I realized that one of the problems I was facing was, that closets, it can be challenging to organize closets, but in some sense, you can control a closet a lot better than you can control people and relationships. And so, when I would go to the closet and pull things out and organize it, it felt good and productive and I could make changes and I could get it all fixed. And, I could look at it and say, oh, it's done. Oh, I've accomplished something. Oh, I've made this change. I've made this improvement. With people, with relationships, it doesn't always work that way, right? So you can try to do the right things. It might go well. It might not go well. You might deal with the same problem, in a relationship or with a child for a long time. And so I would, go in my relationships with my children and I was kind of disengaging because it was like, this is hard. This is messy. This isn't working. This isn't, very satisfying because I'm not getting the results. And so not only was I doing a lot of, yeah, right. Not only was I doing a lot of, just wishing that I could be off somewhere else doing something else, like organizing a closet, but I was like disengaging from my children while I was with them. Like, this is annoying. This is something I have to get through until nap time or bedtime, and I can get back to what's really bringing me happy feelings, which is getting the closets organized. So I use that example because I think you can apply it to anything. And, so it's not that you look at the activity itself to determine whether you're just escaping or whether you're rejuvenating yourself. Because I don't really think that it's the activity itself. I mean, yes, there are some activities that could be in themselves like destructive or harmful. But most of the time, it's just a question of how are you thinking about it? How are you making use of it? Is this like, oh, this is my happy place, and all day long, I just can't wait to get rid of these kids so I can escape to that happy place. Or I go out with my girlfriends, and then I come back home all resentful and irritated that I have to, trying to KonMari your house, and irritating when you're interrupted. So, right, so, I mean, life is a constant balance because do we want to throw ourselves cheerfully and invest a lot of energy in these good things like organizing our house or spending time with our husbands? Yes, we do. And, so it's not as though choose these activities and you won't have that struggle. Choose these activities and you're just escaping and, you'll be resentful when you get back. It's not cut and dry like that. So I think that's kind of what I portrayed on Melanie's scope was that, oh, like if you're watching Netflix, you're just escaping. I didn't mean to suggest that at all. I meant to suggest that knowing my own heart, I know that I have to be careful that my mentality isn't, I'm going to do this thing and it will make me happy, and that's where I'll be happy, and then slip into resenting getting back to, regular life, my primary calling with my children and my family. You take a night out. Yeah, you take a night out and you do something with the girls and you come back and the laundry's still there, and the dishes are still there and all that still needs to be done. So anyway, I just wanted to clarify that point. I have nothing against Netflix. As a matter of fact, I think my husband and I are going to go upstairs and watch a movie tonight. So woohoo. It's a heart thing. It's really not an activity thing. It's a heart thing. So, right, an attitude of my primary job is being a mommy. I want to do things that will help me be ready to do that again. Right, like you could go watch a movie. It's a nice, relaxing thing. It gives you the strength to, get up tomorrow and do what is good to do with your kids. But when you start like spending all your day resenting being with the kids because you really would rather be catching up on Downton Abbey, like I've been there too, right? So yeah, and the night out with friends could be an encouragement, right? So it's not, you can't really divide it into categories by the activity you're doing. It's just about knowing yourself and understanding how you're thinking about it. Does that make sense? So anyway, Melanie, if you're watching, and Jenny, if you watch the replay, that's my follow-up explanation. And I should, yours would just kick you out. And I should be careful what I try to convey with my thumbs in other people's scopes. So thank you guys for watching. Oh no, you had a rough day, Melissa? I'm so sorry. Aside from the fact that Periscope was being really nasty to you today. Well, I hope that you will have some relaxing time this evening and that you will feel much better and ready to get back in the game tomorrow morning, maybe. So maybe you can scope tomorrow morning and let us know what you did this evening to relax yourself. So, all right. Thank you guys for hopping on. Hope you have a wonderful evening.